Hello guys, Vincent Nacho YT here, and I just want to make a video about the new Jeep Gladiator. A little late, I know, but people are still giving the Gladiator flack and stuff, and I just want to give you guys the facts, and why I think the Gladiator is going to blow every other small truck out of the water. And I'm a Ford guy, I do like Fords, but in my opinion, the Gladiator is just a better truck, you know. Even though the Ford does make more torque at a lower RPM range, but it's a smaller engine. And let's just give you some facts here, right? Smaller engine, more horsepower, engine will not last as long. You're gonna blow up the engine eventually, because the more power you try to squeeze out of a smaller engine, the faster it's going to blow. And that's just a proven fact. So, Ford's 2.3 liter EcoBoost that they're putting in the 2019 Ranger makes 270 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 310 foot-pounds of torque at 3,000 RPMs. That's respectable. Not gonna lie. It is inline 4 though, and it's 2.3 liters. So it's not gonna make that. It's not gonna last as long. Let's see here. The Jeep, the new Gladiator, has a 3.6 liter Pentastar that makes 285 horsepower, and I forget how much torque. 270 foot-pounds of torque. Pound-feet of torque, whichever one you say. Now it says it's rated at 305 horsepower. Dude, I don't know. That's probably in the Ram. But in the Jeeps, it's 285 horsepower. I know that. So, not as much torque, but more horsepower. So basically, the torque is what gets you up and going. The horsepower is what keeps you going. So basically what's going to happen is the Ford will take off. If you're pulling a load up a hill, the Ford's going to take off and the Jeep is going to catch up. So that's basically what's going to happen. Big factor for off-roading. The Jeep has a solid front axle and a solid rear axle. I really like that it has a solid front axle. I mean, it's got Dana 44s. What more can you ask? The reason people hate it so much is because it is long. It's very long. I know it's long. The wheelbase is 137.3 inches. So, that kind of sucks, yes. And people were saying, I saw this one meme that said, what we wanted. And it was a 2-door Wrangler with a 5-foot bed on it. And then it was what we got. And it was a 4-door Wrangler with a 100-foot bed on it. It was really funny. But that's obviously not true. But I just think it's really funny how people are criticizing this poor thing when it's not even out yet. This thing will definitely prove itself off-road for sure. It's also offered with the 2-point-something liter, 3-liter Eco Diesel. Not to throw shade, but I don't like that engine. I really don't like that engine. It makes a lot of torque. It makes very respectable numbers, but it's an Italian diesel, and I've seen those things fail at 15,000 miles. Come on. 15,000 miles. What is the problem? But it makes very respectable numbers, and if they can improve the longevity of the engine, it's definitely a very good option. It has Dana 44 axles. With the 3.6, you can get either a 6-speed manual or the optional 8-speed automatic. With the 3-liter, it's only the 8-speed. It has 2 4-wheel drive systems. I'm assuming that the one 4-wheel drive system is Jeep's. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Something track. It's like, I don't remember the name of it. But it doesn't have the locking differentials, and it has a couple other things that the Rock track does have. It doesn't have a couple things that the Rock track does have. So, it can tow up to a class-leading 7,650 pounds. That's pretty respectable. My Commander can tow 7,400, so I'm pretty sure that this Jeep can tow the most out of any Jeep, period, in existence. Off the line, anyway. It has a best-in-class 1,600-pound payload. They show you some really nice pictures of a Jeep towing a boat on their website. It's a really nice truck. I will say, it's most likely gonna cost. Because it's gonna cost like the Wranglers cost. They are pretty expensive, but look at what you get for that. You get solid front and rear axles. You get a body-on-frame construction. You get a quality vehicle. Like, on the Wrangler, I've noticed my dad has a 2018 JLU Sahara, and they did not cheap out on that vehicle. It is a quality vehicle, and it has solid axles and a body-on-frame construction. It is rugged. Like, they couldn't have done much better. I love the new Wranglers. I'm really glad that they based it off of the Wrangler, because the Wrangler's a really good looking vehicle, and they made a really good looking truck out of that vehicle. The Ford Ranger has a 10-speed mated to the 2.3 liters, so like the 10-speed is probably going to offer you some more mileage, obviously, with a 2.3 liter, because the 2.3 liter is obviously an inline 4, and it's going to get you better mileage. But it only has an 18-gallon fuel tank. The Jeep Wrangler has a 21-point-something gallon fuel tank. So I'm assuming that the Gladiator will also have a 21-point-something gallon fuel tank. I'm not sure on that, but that's what I'm assuming, since it is a truck and it's meant for towing and hauling and stuff. And yeah, so the Ford is not going to be as good off-road, and that's just no solid front axle. It's got independent front suspension. Hate that phone. So yeah, that's basically everything you're going to want to know, I think. It has, like I said, decent power, solid front and rear axles, class-leading towing and hauling, and that's about it. Oh, also, it is the only open-air truck, Jeep is saying. It is so cool. You can take the roof and doors off of this truck because it's based off of the Wrangler. That is so awesome. I will say this, though. I do wish that they made a 2-door version. If they made a 2-door version, that would please everybody. Everybody would be happy with it, because they would have either a 4-door with a short bed, which is what some people want, or a 2-door with a short bed, which is what some people want. And that's just like, it would please everybody, for sure. And you can see that on the fuel cap, which is on the top left of the bed if you're looking at the left side, that they made the fuel cap bigger. So the diesel is definitely going to go in there, because it has room for a DEF slot, or a DEF filler in the gas cap. Now, looking at the picture now, it does not look like the fuel cap is, like, unlocked. it looks like you have to unlock it from in the cabin, or it's like one of those things that you have to push and opens. I'm not sure. The Jeep is going to come in 4 different trim levels. Yeah, it's going to come in the Sport S, the Overland, and the Rubicon. Obviously, I'd get the Rubicon because Rubicon. And I'd get it in the pumpkin color, which is an orange. And solid front and rear axles that locking front and rear axles. I'd get the steel bumper group because I like steel bumpers and I like the stock look. I don't want to, like, if I get this, I don't want to, like, upgrade it. I want to keep it looking stock because I just think stock looks nice. I'm a sleeper person. Like, sleepers are cool. Like, you can off-road a stock Jeep. Like, they're meant for off-roading. You don't necessarily need to lift it 6 inches and put 40-inch tires on it. Like, that's not necessary. If you're doing, like, rock crawling and serious off-roading and stuff like that, yeah, it might be necessary, but for, like, regular stuff, not really. Let's see, anything else here? They have a really cool, big game Gladiator video that you guys should all check out. I'll put the link in the description if I remember. It's really cool. I watched it a couple times, and yeah. So that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you guys change your mind about the Jeep Gladiator for the good.